I'm taking a second at the beginning of this video just to say that our community has an official Discord server. I know consistently having conversations through comments can be a hassle, especially if numerous people are involved, so joining the server will make things a lot easier. It's filled with nearly 200 other Kingdom Hearts fans, so we'd love to have you in this conversation too. So for those who want to join, check out the description box below. And for those that are wary still, allow this video to prove my worth as someone to converse with. Back in January of 2017, the world was greeted with our first console experience with the mysterious yet hilarious Kingdom Hearts character known only as the Master of Masters through Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, which is basically just an hour-long movie retelling the story of Kingdom Hearts Key, but from the perspective of the foretellers this time. Many big events transpired during that movie. Most, if not all, affected how the events of the future Kingdom Hearts 3 would go. We learned many things from that movie, from what are the foretellers are like as people themselves, to the realization that the Master of Masters disappeared without a trace, but that in itself leads to what I have to say in this video. Why exactly did the Master of Masters disappear? During Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, we got to see the Master of Masters contact and have a private meeting with each individual foreteller and assigning them a role they must follow in the situation that he disappear one day, no longer there to guide them. Little did each of them know that the roles he assigned to them conflicted with one another's, causing strife to start between them, which in turn ignited the flame for the Keyblade War. Why did he do this? Well, sorry, that's for the video after this one, so might want to hit the bell icon to stay notified for when that goes up. This video is focused on what caused his disappearance and why. We as the players have to come to realize something vital. We don't really know anything about the Master of Masters. We know who he is, that being the original Keyblade wielder and the master of the original foretellers, but nothing substantial beyond those small facts about him. I want to highlight another moment in the Key back cover movie, that being the case of Luxu, where Luxu received his role that's very different from the ones his peers received. I'm sure we all know by now how close the Master of Master and Luxu had to be to one another, that having been to play a part into why we never actually got to see Luxu's original face, and that they both wear black cloaks. Luxu was the one the Master of Masters bequeathed his Keyblade to in the end, and even let him in on the plans for the future he had in store. In the same scene, he entrusted Luxu with a very special box that contained something very important to the Master of Masters, and I believe what lies within was the Master's very own heart. Now, I know under normal circumstances there may not be an actual reason to believe such a statement, but with the release of Kingdom Hearts 3 and its very peculiar epilogue and secret movie, I think it's not that far-fetched anymore as it would have been a few years ago. So let's try to break down all the hints and nods we've seen that the Master of Masters knew he would disappear and why exactly he did. Back in each of the individual cases in the Kingdom Hearts Key back cover movie, we saw the Master tell each of the foretellers that he may disappear one day, though trying to reassure them not to worry, that it probably wouldn't happen. That in itself is a contradiction, since we already know the Master is well aware of what happens in the future, since thanks to the gazing eye in his Keyblade that already exists in the future, he had already long written the Book of Prophecies with everything that is to come. It even says that in the secret report number 13 for Kingdom Hearts 3, he knew everything that would ever come. So it's impossible for him to not have known he'd disappear. And the reasoning as to why he would disappear would be his heart inside the box itself. As long as his heart is outside of his body, he likely cannot continue existing in a bodily form for very long. We've seen the same thing with Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 1. He existed to tempt Sora temporarily while not having an actual body and only living within a cloak. Now I'm sure we can all agree the Master of Masters isn't always only in his cloak, mainly saying this with his hood up, as most who wear them most of the time have their hoods down, but with his heart distracted, he needed his hood to stay up to be able to fool those around him into believing he still had his body. Knowing he wouldn't last forever in this state, he gave each foreteller their roles, sent Luxu out to begin his mission, and removed his cloak, disappearing into nothingness. Let's fast forward for a bit. Let's take a look at the secret reports within Kingdom Hearts 3, more specifically the final of the reports, secret report number 13. It reads as follows: "It seems this body, this name will be my last. The lives I have lived over the ages could fill volumes, but for now I must focus on what matters most. The Keyblade has been successfully passed down, generation to generation, and it seems a Keyblade master devoted to the darkness may finally arise. Until now I've watched over the course of events from a distance. Perhaps the time has come to intervene. I only need play the role of a fool, desirous of the Keyblade's power. I will don the mask of his ally in order to keep watch over my Keyblade from close by. The gazing eye, a Keyblade forged from the eye of the Master of Masters. He passed it to me, as I have to others. and through it he can see the future, all that will ever come to pass, spanning the ages in body after body, life after life. My task has been to keep vigil over the eye as it passes from hand to hand. It has been a long time, longer than I can express, but now at least the Keyblade War has begun, and Kingdom Hearts will open a true and complete Kingdom Hearts. Born of the clash between darkness and light, I will soon be reunited with my old companions, and in that moment my long vigil will reach its end. He will return. So going into this, Luxu knew that the Master of Masters would return one day, unlike that of his peers who had no idea, as we saw in the epilogue. With the Master of Masters' heart being within the box, and now with the foretellers summoned by Luxu from the past, the Master is able to return by setting his heart free, using the body of a replica developed by Vexen of the organization. His heart can be placed within and the Master will return, all according to plan. You'll have to forgive me because I'm actually going a little bit off script here, mainly because I knew I was probably going to see something like this in the comments, so I wanted to address it after I already finished everything, because I kind of thought about it after the fact that the script was already done. But I did want to say that we did actually get a hint as to what lies within the box that the Organization 13 was after, which we know is to be the same box that Luxu possessed at the end of Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. Now, that hint actually says that what lies within the box is hope. But I think that in itself means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So that's why it's very unclear to what actually is physically inside the box, if anything at all. Now, personally, I think that doesn't really have anything good news for Sora and gang. I honestly just don't think it does. And I'm pretty sure most people don't think so either. Now, I think what really lies within the box is hope for the Master of Masters and those he has ties with. Hope for what they feel that they're going to bring to the world, because obviously we've seen in the secret movie that obviously the Master of Masters is back. It was confirmed by Nomura, and he actually has plans for what's going to be leading into this next saga of Kingdom Hearts. So more than likely, I feel whatever is inside that box is actually something that will tie into that next arc, which is why I said in this video would be his heart. So I believe he himself is actually the hope for the world. So that's just a little bit of how I wanted to just explain that. So if people were gonna say, well, technically I think hope is supposed to be it because that's what Kingdom Hearts 3 says, well, this is just me saying that I believe that the Master of Masters' heart is the hope that lies within the box. So back to scripted Jordan. This theory makes a lot of sense to me, mainly thanks to the reliability of the secret reports in Kingdom Hearts 3, alongside having been confirmed by Nomura himself that in the secret ending, the hooded man we see is indeed the Master of Masters. The Master is back, thanks to his heart being held within a box for generations. But what do you all think? Do you agree that what lies within the box is the Master of Masters' heart, which is the root of his disappearance? Or if so, or if not, let me know down in the comments. And as I said before, if you'd like to theorize or simply talk about Kingdom Hearts with me and other members of this community, check out our Discord server, The Hidden Kingdom. We'd love to talk with you about all the possible crazy things in Nomura's head. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed and haven't already, hitting the bell after subscribing will make sure you never miss another video again. And if you want to see more theories in particular on the channel, make sure you leave a like on this video. I'd highly appreciate it. My name is KingdomAce, and remember my loyal knights to always fly skyward.